Hey Gemini, welcome into your reading. This is Soul Code Tarot. You're with me, Catherine. You're so welcome here. This reading is a powerful reading. I've been asking the guides and shuffling the cards as to how good can it get, Gemini, for you, Gemini, in 2026. So I've been working with these beautiful ascended masters, archangels, angels, just tapping into this beautiful energy for you and asking this question: how good can it get? So the intention here is for aspirational spiritual life coaching to anchor you into some positive, sort of thought-provoking ideas that you can sort of move with now as we leave 2025, gradually moving into December and into January, so that 2026 feels amazing. And this mantra, how good can it get, just staying with you as a positive, grounding, uplifting, energizing, innovating, self-illuminating, deep sense of wow. Okay, Gemini, here we go. So the first card out here for you, Gemini, is success. That's how good 2026 can become, full of success. So particularly if you've had a hard 2025 or the years preceding 2025, as most of us had in the collective, success feels just very welcome, Gemini. That's how good it can get. So more information, please, for Gemini on how good it can get. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels. Thank you, archangels. Thank you, bodhisattvas. Thank you, ascended masters. And thank you to the Gemini collective guides. Thank you. How good can it get for Gemini? How good can it get for Gemini? Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Gemini, if you're new to my readings, if the cards fly out like the first card did there, that oracle card of success for you, Gemini, then that's brilliant. If the cards won't go back in, that's also a sign that I take from Spirit. So let's see, in 2026, how good it can get. There's going to be action. So if you've been feeling stuck in inactivity or feeling, impatient, action is coming in 2026. Okay. Gemini, how good it can get is that you are fully protected. Spirit is with you. 2026. You will be thriving, Gemini. In 2026, thriving. Wow, Gemini, and accessing your leadership. That is how good it can get. Now, the way that I've worked the questioning as well is to ask, well, what are the decisions and the choices? What is it that Gemini can sort of look at and contemplate to activate how good can it get in 2026? So I'm going to use this beautiful tarot deck to clarify, and then we'll work into the Light Seers deck. And I may, Gemini, just read a little bit, I'm not sure, from the Light Seers book there. Let's see what happens, what transpires. So what is it, Spirit, that Gemini can think about or even take action on to really access the energy of how good can it get? Okay, they're asking you to feel like and embody Page of Wands energy. And that's how good it can get. So you see her exuberance, Gemini, see her positivity, see all the light surrounding her. Well, extending that, Gemini. That's what's going to bring in the success. It's a lot like this action card that they're asking you to take positive action. But when you do that, you are protected. That's how good it's going to get. You are going to be thriving. Page of Wands is thriving. She's very ecstatically happy, Gemini. And it's actually going to bring you into a leadership position, which you may have been desiring or hoping for, or, that's how good it could get for you, leadership. Now, this is a collective Gemini reading, of course, so please apply this to your individual stories in relationship to leadership at home, leadership in a relationship, leadership at work, leadership in your self-employment, in your business. Just apply the guidance to your unique individual life story, Gemini. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay, here we go, the rest of the tarot. And King of Swords, the truth, Gemini. That's how good it can get. You will be in your truth, full alignment to truth and or seeing the truth fully. That's how good it can get. Ace of Pentacles, lots of prosperity, Gemini. When you follow that energy of the Page of Wands, when you take action positively, shining your light, know that you're protected, activate, thrive, whatever that means to you, then you will be dropped into this or expanded into leadership, which will bring in the prosperity. Ace of Pentacles is so powerful, Gemini. So, congratulations. That's how good it can get. Leadership and prosperity in 2026. And Four of Wands. So they're just saying that this whole how good can it get is actually going to feel like coming home to yourself, Gemini, or coming home into a community that sees you, feels you, supports you, nourishes you, and vice versa. So the energy is going to go both ways. So it's about teamwork and success and leadership, thriving in action, feeling protected, Gemini, and accessing incredible prosperity. That is how good it can get in 2026. So let's clarify with the light seers, Gemini, and let's just see what else Spirit can give you for guidance and positive anchoring here in this message for you, Gemini. I feel quite excited for you. I have Moon in Gemini, to be transparent, and so yeah, I can see what Spirit is saying. It's like if I take the action I feel I've been thinking about, and maybe I've been thinking, okay, will I feel safe in that? Will I feel protected in that? But actually, I am, is what they're saying. And I'm saying this because I have Moon in Gemini, so I'm just trying to interpolate through my story. And then it will actually, by default and naturally, place me in leadership in what I've been thinking. And it's my prosperity, true prosperity. And then it will actually activate truth in me and all situations, giving me the energy to thrive. Page of Wands. So I'm just sort of interpreting that through a lens that I have as I have Moon in Gemini, and I'm applying it to my story. So that's what I mean, apply it to your unique life story and lens, your subjectivity of your life and your experience, and allow that positivity to be seeded so that it feels aspirational. How good can it get for 2026? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's have a look. Whoa, okay. High Priestess, Gemini. Okay, major arcana. So, what is it that you want to channel? What is it that you want to connect deeply into in 2026? What's the truth of that? High Priestess is like all seeing, all connected, extending that wisdom. What is that, Gemini? Let's ask for a little bit more clarification, because that is what's taking you into success. What is the energy of the High Priestess for you in this life storyline you're in that's really closing out in 2025, so that 2026 can be full of action, success, prosperity, leadership, Gemini? Very exciting. Let's see what else we can anchor in here. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, okay, so Seven of Cups, you do have lots of choices. So, how good it can get is that you've either been faced with lots of choices that's causing a dilemma, this or that, Gemini mind. Okay. Or how good it can get is that you've had no choices, you felt stuck, and that in 2026 there are so many amazing choices coming up that you actually feel that that is you being in success. You know, the action you take now gives you access to choices. However, if you've been looking at multiple choices, or this or that, you know, which decision, which pathway, Spirit is just saying, take action. Potentially just choose one or two, however much energy you've got, take the action on the things that really cause you to feel connected. really connected, Gemini, and really able to express your energy, your truth, Page of Wands energy. That is what's going to bring in this prosperity, this Ace of Pentacles. So, any more clarification, please, on the Seven of Cups, the choices, the decisions that Gemini has been ruminating on or may experience as how good it can get in 2026. And then we'll look at your gene keys, Gemini, and see what shadows have been at play. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, so something has been at play, Gemini. You've got the devil energy there. A vice, something that's been causing you to feel indecisive or unable to make a decision. Okay, so Spirit is just saying, be careful, be aware. And, it's time here. You've been on a long journey, Gemini. It's time for success. It's time perhaps to leave behind any type of devil energy, okay, that's been causing you to feel unable to make choices and right lifestyle decisions. So the way through this, Gemini, when you ask how good it can get, dial into this high priestess energy, channel yourself, your own wisdom as to what is going to cause you to feel like this Page of Wands. Okay, so in the choices here, there is a decision that's going to help you feel like Page of Wands, and that action, okay, that you take is the success you can generate and bring in that thriving leadership that you've been desiring to experience, Gemini. That's how good it can get. Leave behind the vices, leave behind the things, the situations, the relationships, the work, choices, whatever it is that feels like the devil energy. I'm laughing because, it doesn't have to be really bad. For example, I'm just currently in a space of half term with my daughter, and it's been fun for the last couple of days to take a little bit of a break and watch the reruns of Friends, But with all these things, it can get addictive. Now, the devil energy is like addictive. So I must say, the last 2 evenings, I've kind of binge watched a lot of the old Friends episodes and been laughing and having fun. But, that's a bit of a vice. If I carried that on, then you could say that's fun in the evening. But there are other more joyous things that I could be doing, although it's joyful, but over the long term, if something feels like the devil energy, and it takes us out of our flow, and out of prosperity, then we must release it. And that's what Spirit, I think, is saying, is like, only you will know what that is. Only you will know what the addictions are and the vices are, personal to you, that if you released, made a choice, made a decision to, not do that, but do this, not do that anymore, but take this action, then how good it can get is that there is massive success. You get all your energy back, Gemini, and you come into leadership, thriving, powerful leadership in 2026. So if that is what you would like to experience, those are the key points we've been given as guidance towards activating that success. And the amount of hours we can binge watch beautiful, amazing things on Netflix or wherever we're watching. We could probably write our own, biography. We could probably write our own novel. We could probably write our own Friends series, So think carefully. Okay, Gene Keys 16, Gemini. If you haven't checked out your Gene Keys, just head to genekeys.com. All the links are below, but Gene Keys is a powerful way to look at gifts, shadows, super gifts and dilemmas that are facing you in this particular situation around how good can it get. Okay. So the dilemma has been laziness, Gemini. Where has laziness been playing out? And the shadow here is indifference. So where are you indifferent? And where do you feel there is laziness, either that you're enacting or that's being given to you? Because it's a two-way thing here. We take self-responsibility primarily, but then if we've not been lazy and we've not been indifferent, then we invert that and we look out a bit further and we think, well, how is that energy been coming back at me? Now, the gift is versatility. So if you can bring versatility to the situation that has caused a sense of indifference or laziness, then mastery is the Siddhic available power. Okay, now Siddhi is like a superpower. So what is it that you need to master? What is it that you need to let go of that feels like a vice or an addiction that's been causing you this indecisive energy, Seven of Cups? That's, there's something you've been on a journey with, Gemini. She's been on a long journey. You've been on a long journey. And it's just time to really get into the truth of that and then release it, so that how good it gets is that you feel this mastery in 2026. Now, for leadership to happen, we really do need to have mastered something, because leadership is about self-respect, but it's also about respect from others. So what is your valorous authority in your world, Gemini, in your life, so that you can master this, extend this, take the action with it, and see yourself thriving in success in 2026. Gemini, very powerful reading. I want to pull one more oracle card and just tune in with this decision, this action you need to take, this tuning in, this channeling some information that gives you access to truth, so that you can really gain this prosperity in 2026, Gemini, and feel really good again. Feel this sense of safety, feel this beautiful Four of Wands, just real sense of prosperity, safety, and success, Gemini. That's how good it can get when you acknowledge this journey you've been on, make the choice to leave behind that which doesn't serve you anymore, Gemini. And one more clarification piece for Gemini. Thank you, guides, spirits, angels, archangels, Avalokiteshvara, bodhisattvas, beautiful ascended masters here with us. Thank you, Spirit. How good can it get for Gemini when they really tune in and really go into their deep psychic awareness of the truth of what they need to release, that devil energy, so that they can activate action and success and a thriving leadership position that brings in prosperity, Ace of Pentacles. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so you have the potential, Gemini. You do have this potential to really explore or experience miracles in 2026. That's how good it can get. It may feel like you're taking a little bit of a risk, Gemini. Okay, they're asking you to focus. There we go, focus. Use that high priestess focusing energy to access the truth. Wow, prosperity again. When you do all these things and apply them to your situation, Gemini, you have abundance in 2026. That's how good it can get, Gemini. That's what I have for you. I really hope that has helped. Such a beautiful, powerful, quite succinct reading. If you're new to my work, it would be amazing if you could like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being here and sending you so much love for this journey, Gemini. Take care, and I will see you again soon.